This oily rag Morris Minor is absolutely glorious. That's a real rarity, especially being on an A reg. Super-sized Raleigh Chopper here. Wonderful Rover P4. The beautiful oily rag Land Rover's off now. Today on Car Traction, you join us on a bit of a sort of wet Sunday morning, but of course we will be braving the elements, as today we'll be going to the Crewe Heritage Car Meet in the Standard 8. Recently we've been taking the likes of the Pickup, the Pilot, but actually the Standard hasn't featured that much, and we'll be braving the elements on this quite a chilly and a morning where most classic car people wouldn't take their car out, but we are better than that, aren't we? So we're going to do usual security firing up procedure.
Indeed.
Oh, why have I done that again? I don't know my own strength. There we go.
There you go.
This is for priming the fuel. We've got the top of the Solex carb here.
Yeah, it's been sat a little while, so every little helps. You want me to prime it up while I'm here?
Yeah, you can do if you want.
Prime up the mechanical pump.
Air filter back on.
You can hear it gurgling into the Solex.
We have confidence in the Standard Motor Company's engineering.
Yes. Right. Okay.
So we come to the inside. Up here in this luxurious cabin.
Indeed.
Take it out of gear. Probably put a handbrake on this. We're on a bit of a slope here. And no keys for this one, just the ignition.
Yep.
There, we've got the little light that comes on. We'll do a couple of stabs on the accelerator, the accelerator pump.
Hold it down a bit.
And then we've got the choke here, which we pull out, and that changes the mixture going into the carb. And I think we'll go for a start. Oh, there we go. Need to give it just a few revs to keep it going as it starts, but that's not bad at all actually, is it? That did not take long to fire up.
So pop that in a bit now, the choke will go in about halfway, I think.
That is not bad at all actually, is it?
No.
Usually this one does take a bit of firing up, you know, we need the fuel and the carb and stuff, but actually that is pretty good for this one, so that's very, very good news. Just let it warm up a little. I know some people did comment about us revving it a little bit too much from the start, but each engine is different in these old cars, and we found that this just helps it to keep going. You know, if I were to just come off the throttle now, it would just go splutter and then conk out, and then we'd have to take juice out of the battery by cranking the starter. So with this one, we do need to give it a few revs just from the start, wait for it to warm through until we can get to a steady idle. See, it's just a little bit low at the moment, so I can't do that just yet. And yeah, once this one's warmed up, we can start out sorting the Mazda MX-5. Even though it is Mother's Day, and in this wonderful weather, Mum will be taking the wonderful Mark 1 Mazda MX-5 to Crewe Heritage Car Meet as well. And we've got the standard idling as well now.
Yeah, that's good. Give it a little blip.
Keep the battery charging. The ignition light comes on when the battery is not charging. No fancy meals for us on Mother's Day. Of course, Mum will gallantly be coming with us in the MX-5. And now, I will show you the differences in the starting procedure of the Standard and the MX-5. So for the MX-5, key goes in, open the door. I like these little retro style door handles, chrome. You don't see many chrome door handles anymore on any cars. Glad to get in out of the rain. Just move the seat a little bit forwards, there we go. On this car we have a steering lock. Dad has put it on mostly just because it is a matching yellow, so we need to get that off. Car is in gear, it's in first gear there. And in my left hand, annoyingly, so I'm going to have to do some awkward key work here. There goes in the key, we turn it until the one before the start. Now this car has been fitted with an aftermarket immobiliser, so Fingers crossed we click that and we can get the little battery light come on there, and now, make sure we're in neutral again, you should be able to go for a start. And there we go. Fair bit easier than the standard in this one. I think I'll just move it over there a little bit, just to get it out of the way of the standard. Brakes a little bit sealed on. That's okay. This car does get a lot of use. Just put it over here for now, beside the soaked Fred the Shed, Ned the Shed and the Fergie tractor. We'll just leave this one warming up a little bit. Of course, this car, no pull starter, no choke or anything, but it does have automatic choke. Modern cars do that. As you can see, the idle is quite high, about 1200 is that, or 1300. That will usually drop to about 800 revs in a minute or so, so we just need to wait for that to happen. As at the moment it's got the automatic choke, which sort of keeps the revs up just to keep it going, just like we did in the little standard, which seems to somehow have followed me here. Very funny. Mum's just waiting the MX-5 over there. We're just having a quick fuel stop in the little standard. The last time we filmed this was in a video regarding the standard, where we weighed up the sort of pros and cons of owning classic cars and what it's really like, and how this is quite a good sort of starter classic. And if you haven't checked that video out already, it's quite a popular video. Please do check it out, as we offer quite a realistic sort of view of what owning one of these old cars is actually like. Here we are fueling up with the E10 and a bit of recoil there. One thing you have to do with these old cars, you have to go quite gentle on the old trigger, don't you? Because the fuel tanks are sort of, I don't know, like the spout is like not huge. Yeah, sensitive touch. Oh wow, honourable mention, quite an early Nissan Micra there. Here we are approaching the infamous spot where just 1 month ago, on the way to the Crewe Heritage Classic Car Meet, we were in the 1947 Dodge pickup when we had to stop due to a wiper falling off. Yes. Video upload, of course, you can check that out if you haven't already.
It was a very foggy day.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting run, but thankfully the standard one seemed pretty rooted.
It seemed to be pretty well planted.
First up, we'll have a look at this Triumph TR7 Sprint, which is quite a rare variant to the Triumph TR7 Raw Sprint Yellow.
I don't know, to be honest. They made very few of these.
Oh, look at the seats in there. Look at that pattern,
tartan.
It's like green tartan, wow.
Yeah, that's the original interior for these, isn't it?
Yeah, like this is one of the last Triumph sports cars, really, isn't it? Like,
It is.
well, yeah, I guess it is.
Very different to the TR6 that was
Yeah. Yeah, huge difference. You see the sort of TR4, 5 and 6 are quite similar. Oh, you've got a few old bikes going around.
Yeah.
A couple of Raleigh Choppers.
Raleigh Choppers, yeah. Happy memories.
But yeah, this is the sort of last proper sort of British sports car, really, isn't it? I mean, you got like TVRs.
Yeah.
You got like TVRs,
the
which
last-
are sort of front engine, but
Yeah, until the MGF came along, it was the last
Yeah.
sort of mass-produced
yes.
sports car, really, isn't it?
Here we've got a selection of Raleigh Choppers. Now, Dad, you would have had some of these in your time, wouldn't you?
It's the first thing I rebuilt was a chopper. A
Now,
friend of mine was throwing it out and it was all in pieces outside his back door ready for the scrap man.
now I seem to remember you had an interesting paint job. Was it on a chopper? Was it?
Yeah, I hand painted it silver and then I sprayed the front of it in pale blue because there was a rattle can
Where
in
would the
built.
pale blue sort of be? Would it just the
front-
fork?
So I painted the whole thing silver, then the front was pale blue, and then I found some maroon spray paint, so I sprayed maroon spots all over it like measles.
Okay. I'm sure that looked wonderful.
It is.
Was it just whatever paint was in the garage? There's a Ford Granada rolling in now.
What's this?
Oh, what's got? That's a
Montegro State.
yeah, it is. So these are a 3-speed Sturmey Archer. I'm not really a bike guy, to be honest. I don't know too much about these, but I do know that these Raleigh Choppers had the Mark 1, 2 and 3, and some of them are very desirable. There's plenty of those here today. We've got a few sort of more shiny ones here, and we got quite a nice sort of oily rag original looking one. Yeah, I'm sure these are very popular. A lot of people do remember these like Dad. I wonder if his one's still around. This one's got an ever-ready lamp on the front. Quite a rare mod. And on the end here is a Raleigh Grifter. You can see the similar sort of seat style. I want to say the Grifter came after the likes of the Chopper with its sort of more iconic seat design, but you can still see it's sort of transferred to the Grifter here. What a cool setup this all is. And this is the van they have all come out from. Oh, wow. That is a... what's that? ×2 size Raleigh Chopper.
Mega chopper.
Yeah, if we look at the size of the van, this is a pretty big van. See all those? And then look at that. Interesting thing to ride. Wow.
Put some wheelies on that.
Look at the tyres on it. A community of old bike people. Wow. I've never seen anything like that. Look at all the horns on it as well. I'm going to have to step back quite a bit to get this one in. There you go, there's scale with Dad. You can get about 3 people on that probably. Wow, that is incredible. It's literally like a large scale replica, you know. You've still got the same sort of seat and the gear selector. I love the stand for it as well, custom stand. I was not expecting to see this sort of thing here today.
Well, the first rally you've done this year, so. Is it? I just finished that yellow one about 2 days ago.
So do you restore these Raleigh Choppers or something?
Yeah, just play about with them, you know.
Oh right, yeah.
They did like a few versions of them, didn't they?
Yeah, it's 4 version now.
Was there? So one I had the sort of the gear select, not the round one, but like the horizontal.
That's the Mark II, the red one there.
Yeah, it's like that.
Oh yeah, you can see the earlier style of the gear selector on this one, and then the Mark II, which is this one, and this one actually as well. These have got the different gear selector. That is confirmed from a Raleigh Chopper expert. That's an incredible thing. Beyond this wonderful selection of bikes and the plus size chopper, oh, a limousine's just driven past. What is happening today? So many crazy things. We've got a wonderful old ticket dispenser, is that what it's called? For the North Eastern Railway. Of course, Crewe Heritage is all about the sort of railway scene. And it still is a very big railway junction here, but that's a very cool old ticket dispenser thing. Nice enamel sign there. There's loads of sort of railway honour, rail memorabilia here, as well as the classic cars today. Now we've got quite a cool looking Jack here. I did make quite an interesting video about a couple of Duff Norton 5-ton Jacks, which were probably used on like lorries and stuff, but this one looks a little bit beefier. Dad's got a Buddha Jack, which is rated at about 50 tons or something, and that looks like it could be a pretty beefy railway Jack, low code department, and another lovely platform ticket dispenser here. Never had a close look at these. I think now let's take a look outside because we've seen some interesting things driving past. Now let's have a look at this. This is a Montegro State racing car. Is it in a bit of a BTCC livery sort of thing? It reminds me of the 850R Volvos in its livery in a way.
Yeah.
Would these have been raced in period, do you think? So this is just like a sort of one-off race car sort of thing. It's a proper competition car. It's got all the seats removed and roll cage, etc. Need to save a bit more weight with that guy there.
Brolly,
thank you for the brolly. Yeah. Your 1998 Goodwood brolly.
Yeah, Goodwood Revival 1998. This one.
Been serving us for many years. But yeah, this is clearly a sort of active race car, 5-speed manual. All the sort of quick sort of cut-off switches and everything. I like the livery as well. It's in a really cool retro style livery.
It's very similar to the Volvos, isn't it?
Yeah, the colours are very similar. That is quite a cool thing. And not exactly the sort of thing I'll be expecting to see today. There's a lot of things there that are never seen before, which is great to see.
Brolly.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a windy one now. Beyond the Montegro State, we have quite a rare old Ford Fiesta rolling in now, Mark III, I believe, or is it Mark II? Something like that. There's a few more cars here now, so let's go and have a quick look around. The Daimler variant of the Jaguar XJ 40 rolling in now. This car was here last month. Lovely to see it out again. The racing MG Montegro is fired up. Perhaps one of the most seriously prepared cars here today. Very, very loud. Sounds quite cool actually, I like the look of that. Especially being a state makes quite a cool little racing car. There's an MG rolling in now as well. It's quite a cool livery, I do like the livery on that. If anyone watched like the likes of the 850R Volvos, you will see what I mean when I say it's quite a similar design to that. Yeah, I like the look of that actually. A couple more 90s classics now. We've got a 5 Series BMW and a Rover. Not exactly sure where he's going. Oh no, not a Rover. Sorry, this is the Rover Montegro. So we got there was the MG Montegro and the Austin Montegro. This is the Rover Montegro, which is like the more upmarket one, I think. And then here is the MG Montegro, which is like the sportier one, which makes sense as it's been race prepared. But I believe that's a Rover Montegro. That one there. We got the Raleigh Chopper guy coming out in his Transit, and this Montegro is going to be on its way into the building, closely followed by the Rover Montegro. Beyond the front of the train we have us in the little Standard. Seems to be running fairly well at the moment, fingers crossed. And another car which does seem to be running very well and gets out pretty much everywhere,
it's a nice regular one,
is this wonderful Ford Popular in black. A few modifications to modernise it from 1955.
I think it's on 12 volts, I think.
Yeah, and maybe electronic ignition as well. You can see he's been polishing, hasn't he, with all this beading here.
All the water's beading up nicely.
We've got some beading due to an oily rag on the back of the Standard, which is another approach you can have for preserving an old car.
See how that is on a hinge, so that because these were designed so that if you're carrying a lot of luggage, you'd have the boot down.
And
so
then
you can still see this, like the early Mini, the Mark 1 Mini was the same. You could drive with the boot down, and then this hinges up.
Yeah. So you can still see the plate.
So that the boys in blue in their Wolseley 680s can see what your registration number is. So nice.
But isn't it interesting how this is 55, that's 56, 1 year older, but this looks like, if we go around the front, we've got separate headlights, the narrow sort of grille, which is a very pre-war design, you know.
That style came out in the Ford 8s,
Yeah.
sort of the late 30s, really.
But then you've got this with the sort of wide body, loads of access,
Yeah, it's quite a modern design.
you know, overhead
But this
valve.
is a much smaller engine. This is only
Yes,
803
yeah.
compared to that one, so it's way
That's obviously
smaller.
side valve, overhead valve, you know, and only a year apart. It's interesting when that, do you know that Zephyr that comes in, the Mark 1
Yes.
Zephyr 6,
Yeah.
that's a nice car, but
That's
that's 54 or 53 or something, which actually predates the likes
Yes.
of this Ford Pop.
This is newer than that.
Yeah, but for a Ford cars, you know, it's like, how are they selling alongside each other?
It was cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap and cheerful.
Got this Audi R8 here. I'll have a look around the back to see if there's any clue as to what engine it has.
The one I saw the other day had a V10 badge on the front wing, so I'm guessing this is a V8.
Yes, there's a V8. You can see the V8 FSI in the back.
There's a clue.
To be honest, I prefer the V8 to these. Yeah, I'd rather the V8 than the V10. The V10's like more common. It was used in like Lamborghinis and stuff, but the V8 is, I feel like it's a sort of like a bit of more of a Le Mans car with a sort of noisy V8. I know a lot of people will disagree because they like the V10, but
I like the idea of a V10.
yeah. But to be honest, I think the V8 with a 6-speed manual is kind of like, I don't know, like a modern GT40 or something kind of thing, you know. I think they're quite cool with the V8s in them. And this one looks like it's quite well polished as well, with all the beading going on. And then we've got the MX-5 Mark 1 in here. Is there any beading on this one?
Probably not.
On and off, on and
It's been
off.
polished for a little while, but you know.
Still looks wonderful. Got the organiser's car here. The very, very, how do you describe a car like this? Muscular, something like that. The muscle car Mustang here,
Yep.
with his 2021 Drive It Day plates on. Been on 3 years now, that. This car does seem to get absolutely everywhere. Yeah, chunky's the word. Big V8, of course. Another chunky fella probably has to be this Ford Granada 2.8 gear. Got a bit of an executive saloon section here.
That's the one that belonged to the guy with the Series 3 XJ.
Yes, at Combermere, last week at time of recording, there was a Series 3 Jaguar XJ, and the same owner also has this 2.8 Granada, which I've seen quite a few times. It's an automatic V6, quite a cool colour I think. I do like the colour of that. And then continue with the executive theme, we've got a Jaguar X-Type. I'm not exactly sure what engines these have. Is it a 2.2 diesel?
2 litre petrol, 2.5.
Yeah, doesn't say on the back.
Some were front wheel drive and most of them were 4-wheel drive.
Oh right, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, most of the 4-wheel drive is only,
Yeah.
it's only the little one I think is 2-wheel drive.
Wouldn't expect it to be front wheel drive. Jaguar XJ has always been rear wheel drive.
Maybe it's rear wheel drive.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like this probably quite a rare car. Actually, you see a few sort of Jaguar XJ40s. We see even few of the Daimler variants of the
With
XJ40s.
the train. The Vanti West Coast.
There's one of those going past probably every 5 minutes here. So is this the 4.2 engine in it still?
This would be 3.6 or 4 litre possibly.
Says it a V8 in it or a 6?
Straight 6 these are. The V8 only came out on the later shape car.
Oh right. So the XJ40 was only a 6 really?
Most of them. They
Oh,
did
right.
some V12s later on
Very cool.
when the Series 3 finally went out.
Now what is this? You've got an MGZ. How do you know that? Z Saloon. Oh, that's a good point to be fair.
ZR's a hatch. ZS is the booted. Based on the Rover 400.
So is MG like the sportier version, I'm guessing.
The Ford Rover.
Got the white sort of back dials, as sort of similar with the MGTF.
Nice seats.
Yeah, what the seats? Are they buckets or something? They're quite cool that, to be fair.
Supportive looking seats.
Yeah, sort of half buckets
Yeah.
with some interesting livery on there. Checkerboard. Yeah, these things are getting rarer now, you know. Future classic. Just one recommendation is I'd get a bit more of a vibrant MG badge on the front.
Faded a bit, isn't it?
Next is the Vauxhall Omega with a difference, because this one has 6 doors with an extended wheelbase, as it is a limousine. No 4 doors here.
Who made this? Coleman Mill. They did quite a lot of stretched cars.
Not a clue.
Don't know who did this.
If anyone knows anything about the cars here, please do let us know in the comments. We've got a very smart pair of shoes in the back there with the rear facing seats and the forward facing rear seats.
Higher roof line as well, isn't it? The roof is
And then
higher.
we've got the chauffeur
Yes.
section here, automatic. I'm sure this is probably one of the rarest cars here. So would this be front or rear wheel drive, do you think? Because the Omega was the V6 one, wasn't it? I think it was, wasn't it?
I think some might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, certainly.
It's going to have quite a long sort of modified drive shaft if it is rear wheel drive. Got a little section of Vauxhalls here. Beyond those there's a bit of British Leyland goodness. We got a Austin Maestro here. I'm sure they'll be accumulating in the building there. We've seen the MG Montegro race car, and I believe it was a Rover Montegro, the later one that is also in there. That's an immaculate car. This, have we seen this car before?
That's the one from North Wales. Sometimes
We've seen the people,
I'm not sure about the
but I'm not, no, because it's usually red ones they have. And this is a Rover Metro, is it?
Rover 100, that one.
But
Slightly
based on the Metro. Should we have a little look inside the building again, see what else is there?
Can do.
Bonnet up on the MG Montegro State, so we can see the transversely mounted engine. I'm afraid I don't really know much about the engines in these. Looks like a sort of pretty typical twin cam 4-cylinder. Transversely mounted, of course, you can see the gearbox just down there. It looks very, very modified and light in there. We've got the tubular manifolds coming out there as well, very cool. You can see all the weight saving in the back and the roll cage. Spare wheel still mounted down there. Yeah, a bit of a left field choice for sort of motorsport, but it is very, very cool, especially in this livery. Rolling in now is another regular. This is a Triumph 2000 Estate. Very rare practical classic. We can have a quick look inside this old train cockpit thing. I've got no idea what any of this is, I'm afraid.
Is this one of them would be the dead man's handle.
The what?
So if you let go of it, it automatically slows it down. So you have to hold something on. It's either that or that, I don't know which.
D&M. Max speed 95 miles per hour.
Oh, that's where that plaque came from then. So I've got one of those hanging up in the garage. And I always wonder what that little plate came from, that little plastic 95.
Ah, well, there you go.
Didn't realise that.
Well, if anyone knows about any of these things, please let me know in the comments, because we are none the wiser. This is a phone.
Telephone.
Yeah. This is a demister switch. That's a good sound, actually. I like that. That's a good switch sound, isn't it? I might do it again. Try another one. Oh, that's not as good, that one.
Proper, isn't it? Proper switch.
Nice metallic switch. I know you have boxes full of switches for like Ford Pops and stuff, don't you? I have a theory that you just go into your garage sometimes and just get out switches and go ding, 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 just for fun. You know, the satisfying switches.
Just look how nicely made, all proper.
It's all heavy
chrome,
metal, isn't it?
Properly, beautifully made aluminium and chrome plated. Look at that, I mean, look at that.
It's quite a sturdy fella.
Yeah, chunky chap.
Is this the windscreen wiper motor or something?
It is.
Like an old vacuum powered windscreen, although we don't seem to have a windscreen in this one.
Needs a spot of glazing. Got a very comfortable chair.
Yeah, leather seats, I'm sure. Right, let's go and have a look at some cars.
Grooving.
Car we have not seen before is this BMW 5 Series, an E39 in red. Quite a good looking car, these, I think. I'm thinking 525. Oh, what a guess. 525i,
Well guessed.
2.5 litre straight six.
Yep. Spend the days when the badge on the back told you what size engine it
Yes,
was.
yeah.
Which isn't the case now.
3-speed auto or 4? Probably a 4, wouldn't it?
4 or 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why am I on about 3-speed auto? It's not 70s American, yeah. I know, it's not a Ford V8 Pilot. Quite a good looking car, I think. Nice to see it sort of preserved. Yeah, I think good looking cars.
5 Series.
Need to have a think about that. I need to recount my 5 Series generations. We've got this Ford Fiesta. Now it's just a Mark II, 3.
I think.
Is it? Okay, for Mark 3 Fiesta then.
Yeah, first of the hatchback. No, it wasn't, no. It was first of this sort of
All the
shape.
Fiestas were.
But they're first of that sort of shape.
Yeah.
And then the one that came after was
Some great Fiesta decals on the back as well. Quite a good reg as well with the DNA. This car does seem to get quite a few places, as does this Hillman Imp.
Many stickers.
Summer of 76. Alton Park sticker on the back. Chunky exhaust. What's that in the exhaust?
I don't know.
It's like a metal tube bolted inside the exhaust. Always notice little things. Bit of period advertising. Mini light wheels.
On the little car. We saw this at Hopley last time.
Yes, we did. One of the many other breakfast classic car meets we go to. What should we have a look at now? The 2000 Estate Mark II with the Mark 1 back. The owner of this car is another Mark II Triumph 2000, but that is a saloon.
Nice proper wheel trims, full width wheel trims.
Original Give Blood sticker. Great practical classic, loads of space in the back. Looked quite comfy inside this. Nice sort of quality seats, I like this. 4-speed overdrive. These were quite an advanced car for their day, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because like they had the instrument panel locked around the driver and these Triumphs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we saw a nice little Fiesta up here, just came in.
I think it is hiding somewhere behind the might of the Ford Granada.
Yeah, Mark 1.
Yeah, in bright yellow with some nice stripes down the side, nice and jolly.
Oh, that is.
X-Reg. Go on, Dad, what year is that?
82. It's a Staffordshire registration.
From Biddulph. Originally sold.
Yeah, proper old plates on it. Dealer plates.
It looks very original, this one, to be fair. Nice sort of decals down the side, nice stripe, bright yellow. Quite a jolly little car there. Haven't seen this one before. Fiesta Popular, so what's that, a 1.3 or something?
0.1 or something, nice sticker in the back.
And Burns of Congleton. There's a spot of rain on my lens, let's get that off.
It's got a rear window wiper.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh, is this one of those ones that stays like that as it goes round, or do you think it would?
No, it just stays like
Oh right. Got a bit excited for a moment there.
Nice.
This is certainly a car we haven't seen before, and it's a treat to see it today.
Nice condition, isn't it?
Great variety next to the very, very muscular Mustang. New addition to our little oldies section here, as opposed to the R8 maybe, is this wonderful series, what series? Series 2 or 2A Land Rover in the Fire Brigade livery. This is a really beautiful oily rag example here.
Yeah.
I remember hearing the engine fire up on this a while ago and it sounded so sweet and quiet. It did sound really, really nice, and the paint is just gorgeous on this. Being a fire vehicle, it's going to be quite low mileage, and it's got all the original paint. I love the sort of wheels, just the pattern on this is really, really beautiful. I do like the look of this very, very much. Nice to see a car out in the rain as well, you know. Owner braving the elements.
Yeah, the radiator cover on it to get the temperature up.
We've had the best of it.
Here you can see the nice beading where the oil's been sprayed all over the wheels and stuff. Doing a good oily ragger. He hasn't got his trailer behind it.
No,
So there's he used to have a little homemade trailer. I wonder if that's been moved on.
it was for sale, wasn't
Yeah.
it? The trailer.
Yeah, what a beautifully preserved old Land Rover that is.
It's perfect, isn't it?
We're seeing plenty sort of future classics and modern classics here today, such as the BMW 5 Series. You know, these cars are starting to get recognised by the classic car world, and soon they'll certainly sort of start to be preserved a lot more, if not they're already being preserved a lot, such as this Vauxhall Cavalier, SRI. I'm afraid I can't really tell you much about this. Our sort of thing is more 50s, sort of pre-war and 60s, but we try to do our best with these 90s ones, you know.
Sporting hatchback, fuel injection.
Oh yeah, it is a hatchback, I just noticed.
Fuel injection.
Yeah, there can't be
Quite a
many of these around.
I mean, fuel injection was a bit of a thing though, you know. It was
Yeah, 16 valve.
probably
That always used to be a badge on the back of things in the 90s, didn't it?
Yeah.
4 valves per cylinder, 2 inlet and 2 exhaust valves. Right, let's see what else we can find on this very, very rainy morning. in Crewe.
Lovely, isn't it?
So I believe this year there's an anniversary for Montegro. I'm not sure about Maestro, I think that was last year. But yeah, 40 years of the Maestro was last year, but this year is 40 years of the Montegro. And this is quite a rare one. This is an MG Montegro.
Yeah, very clean, isn't it?
This is very similar to the likes of what we saw on Bangers and Cash restoring. Shows that people are willing to sort of invest in the future of these cars, you know. I think this, to be honest, is actually a good looking car, I think. I like the style of wheels. The MG is obviously the sporty one. I think these are definitely going to become a bit of a popular car in future. And this one is in superb condition. Paint nicely beaten up by the polish. Probably not WD-40 oil, this one. And of course, just next to that, we've got the base spec Austin Maestro. This is quite a nice looking car, this one. Very, very nice. Great condition. I like these extra additional lamps, the Hella lamps in the plastic grille, and there's a white Maestro over there. Haven't seen this one before.
Is there anything unique?
These all have the same transversely mounted engine.
Yeah, there's a switch.
Now some of these, some of these were not injected. As you can see, that is an SU carburettor. This is an ex-police. Oh right, an ex-police Maestro.
It's from London originally.
Oh right, cool.
That's why it's just a basic. It's got one mirror. See, it's got one mirror. It's got no radio.
Oh, I see.
It's got no cigarette lighter. It's got no headrests. It's got no adjuster for the seats.
Oh right, okay.
On your back.
So these must have been ordered sort of in the thousands then for the police force as a sort of base spec one.
For considering it's early '83 and it's not bad nick actually.
So has this been restored or? Oh right, so this is totally original.
That's how it was.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. I didn't realise it was quite a sort of rare prospect as this one.
The odd few jobs here and there, you know what I mean? But
well, all of them do, you know.
at the moment, it's got problems with the doors. You know the latches on the doors. The knackered springs on them, so they
Right.
shop. But it's how they stuck it now. So hopefully, if they don't want to open it now, try to get the. I can't get the screws out because someone's had a go of it before.
Oh right.
Where did we go for this? Where did we go to get this? Oh yeah, I remember driving it back. Yeah.
You drove it back from Yorkshire, this one? When you bought it? Wow, okay. That must be a bit of a journey in a new car.
That was the worst. And I had to drive it back on my own. No radio, bored out my brains.
Wow.
That is in there somewhere.
Oh, the
You've lost me
hubcap.
You can't get them sensors.
Oh, right, yeah.
The only thing it has got, but it hasn't got on the others, it's got a light inside the boot.
That's it. Wow. So this is basically a base spec, pretty much as basic as it gets for the Maestros, but apparently it's got a light in the boot.
You've got a light in the boot, which you haven't on the other.
There you go, yeah.
That's as fine as that.
Wow, a factory light in the boot, just on the one side. Great to see the toolkit as well.
Oh, that's mine now.
Yeah, it's always worth carrying a toolkit with any old
I
car.
try to be cutesy. I've put the modern. What do you call it?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Leyland special tuning, sort of hydraulic things to hold the boot up. Yeah, it's great to see this ex-police Maestro, originally a London car, but somehow got up to Yorkshire and now back down to Cheshire. The owners of these cars are based in Wales, somewhere North Wales. And another interesting thing to note about this car is the engine. And as I was saying, just before I got chatting to the owner, this is running on an SU carburettor. Now, most of the cars by this era would have been fuel injected, but as you can see, this is running off an SU carburettor, and here it says A Plus series. Now you may know the A series engine, the BMC A series engine. It was in the likes of the Austin A35, the Austin A40s, etc. But this, and I believe the Marina, this is the A Plus series, which is the last sort of iteration of the original A series engines. They're still using the same basic engine block, just slightly evolved over time. These are also in the Minis, of course. But yeah, these and the Marinas were the last cars to have the original kind of sort of A-series design. This is a super interesting car, totally original ex-police Maestro. Not exactly the sort of thing I was expecting to see here today, but very, very cool. Next to its red counterpart with the very cool Hella lamps on the front. Just beyond the ex-police Maestro is this Rover 111 GSI or 111 GSI. Once again, quite a rare car nowadays. You've got a train carriage thingy. We've got a Royal Mail bicycle up there for some reason. A Crewe sign for the railway, and a cool sort of like manual lift thing, and a great set of scales. Wow. Poorly scale. Oh, please tell me it works. Oh, it sure does. Let's see what I weigh, guys. 65 kilograms I weigh. Is that average for my age? I don't know. It's all muscle mass, don't worry. So a Pooley scales here. Wow, what a great bit of kit this is. I'm still stood on it. Make it bounce. I'm such a child, aren't I? Goes up to 250 kilograms. What a great old set of scales that is. Absolutely love the look of that. And I'd love how you could just stand on it and weigh yourself. It's brilliant, that. Got a Ford Escort here, quite a late model. With okay, I'll take your word. Fries of Lewisham. There you go. Grey bumper on the front. Now this car is actually in really nice condition. If you look at the interior, how nice is that in there?
More security.
I've seen a couple of cars with that on, I swear today.
Alarms. Cassettes.
44,000 miles on it as well. That's not bad going. It looks like a car that is nicely preserved, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty original.
We used to have one of those. The gear.
Did you enjoy your experience?
It's a nice little car. It was alright.
I think this is a C-Reg 1.4.
Ours was a B.
Plenty stickers.
Yes, old RAC.
Yeah, these are a real rarity now, aren't they? As well as the Cavalier 2 litre, there you go, 16 valve and
16 valve.
ABS.
Yes.
Ooh, all the mod cons.
Yeah.
Very cool. You see, he's got his personalised number plate, Cavalier SRI. So we've got the original Fries of Lewisham onto the Mark IV Escort. Plenty sort of 80s, 90s classics here today. If you know or have had any associations with any of the cars here today, please do let me know in the comments below. We've got a familiar classic rolling in now. This is the wonderful Ashley GT Triumph Spitfire. Now recently we went to the Tour of Cheshire Classic Car Rally, and one of the last cars competing was this Triumph Spitfire here, but unfortunately the plugs kept boiling up and he had to retire from the stage at the Alton Park. You haven't checked that video out, it's probably a couple of videos ago now, but it was a really fun video, the Alton Park skid pan with all sorts of lovely classic cars like this Triumph Spitfire sliding around, hopefully trying to amend in the same direction, the intended direction, but unfortunately the Spitfire suffered some reliability issues. You can still see the Tour of Cheshire stickers. That's quite a cool little car to do some motorsports in. We've got this wonderful little Mini Cooper here as well. Yeah, these are starting to grow on me, these Minis. But hopefully it sounds like this Triumph Spitfire has had its reliability issues regarding plugs oiling up solved, and hopefully it will be used in future for a bit of motorsport related activities. Another wonderful British classic is this Morris Minor. Now we've seen this car once before and it looks like it could be a fairly regular show attender, which is great to see. Now this is a wonderful, is it Series 2? Dad, was it this wonderful early Series 2 Moggy Minor with the cheese grater grille in absolutely gorgeous condition. I do love this car.
See how oily it is under the arches and all the water.
Yes, I can see actually, yeah, that's he's been spraying some oil
and the water's just running
around. That's a really good idea, to be fair. And it really needs the linseed oil treatment, doesn't it, on the outside, I think, as well.
It's probably been done, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it looks quite sort of rich.
Thank you.
It's great to see this wonderfully early Morris Minor out. Lovely pitted chrome, the wonderful paint. It's got a later 1098 A-Series engine. This is obviously the A-Series, you know, in a car like this. And then it went on to go into the likes of the Maestro in the A+ format. It's got the wide wheels. And as you can see, we were talking about water beading up due to polish. But if we have a look in these arches, this car is in superb condition. You can see all the water is beaded up, and that's not because there's been polished. There's been oil sprayed all around it, which means that all the water just drips off, and this means that you don't get any water build-up, which means that, you know, water can obviously lead to rust. But oiling up your arches like this, and especially in a slightly oily rag car like this, and the oily rag on the outside as well, is really, really beneficial for its condition. So if you've got a car like this, I've got 2 sets of indicators, although I believe on most miners these are the brakes for the early ones, and those are the indicators, but we've just got like a maybe slightly orangey filter, I don't know, but certainly yes, oiling up your arches is very, very beneficial. And this is a fantastic looking car, exactly how I'd have a most minor. Wide wheels, earlier style. I do prefer the earlier style. 2-door. Yeah, beautiful car, especially with the 1098 engine. You know, it's not sacrilege putting a Moggy 1000 engine in it. Just makes it a little bit more usable. I believe it's preparing for a trip around Belgium or Europe or somewhere, so that's a sort of justified modification on this wonderful old British classic. Plenty classic British cars here today. We've got a Rover P4 coming in now. Very lovely car. This is a Rover 90. Great executive saloon, but an earlier design. That sounds nice, that very quiet engine, just sounds of quality, you know. It's super, super quiet engine in that one. It does sound very sweet. That engine sounds super smooth. Listen to that, no tappets or anything. That is just an engine that's just in harmony. That sounds so nice, that. Hopefully you can hear it on camera, but it sounds super smooth. Really lovely car there. Yeah, really love the look of that. I do like Rover P4s. This one is just absolutely glorious. Look at the sort of the view through the back window. That just sort of reeks of quality, doesn't it? That is such a lovely car. The chrome is immaculate and it's in superb condition. Nice early style of plates. That's a wonderful, wonderful car there. Really quality classic British saloon. I'm sure that drives absolutely beautifully with a 6-cylinder engine. Probably roll along happily at 50 or 60 or so, so it's a usable car. Yeah, I really do like the look of that. There's also a very, very cool VW pickup in yellow, just next to the ATP or APT train. Can't be many of those left around now. Very trendy car. A lot of people do like the VW scene. That's quite a late one, but I'm sure that's still quite a desirable old pickup. The beautiful oily rag Land Rover's off now. Next up is an Austin Westminster. That's a real rarity, especially being on an A reg.
How nice is that? Yeah, he's got that Renault 8 Gordini.
Nice sounding 6-cylinder.
He's got another one of these. He had it at Hopley.
Yes, sort of red and cream or red and grey. I do like the Westminsters though. It does sound nice, that, doesn't it? Yeah. If I had to say, probably not quite as smooth as the Rover P4, but still very nice sounding engine.
Again, the old C series, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's quite rare being on an A reg as well, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only out for a very short time. I like the little, is it an air intake or something, or the chrome thing on the bonnet? That looks really, really nice. Gleaming chrome, you know. It's a great setup here. We've had sort of 4 of our sort of proper sort of classic British cars turning up here. The sort of thing.
A few new arrivals.
The sort of thing we sort of specialise in, you know.
Brightening up a bit now.
Yeah, a few late arrivals. That is a really nice looking car, isn't it? Really cool chrome on the front. Nice spot lamps. Twin Lucas spot lamps. That's in wonderful condition. I love the look of that. The owner of this car, I believe, also has a Renault 8 Gordini, which is very, very cool. But haven't seen this one out before, so it is very, very lovely to see in its twin tone grey livery. Yeah, that's a stunning, stunning looking car. I really love the look of that. Another late arrival is this wonderful little Frogy Sprite. Always a late arrival on that one, never comes early. You do see a lot of the older stuff coming out, you know, it's not as much rain about now. And we've got this wonderful line of classic British cars here. The Audi R8 and Ford Pop are off now. What a pairing they are. We've got 1955 Ford Pop and what, 2008 or something Audi R8.
Just disposable cars.
Well, yeah, they get
Right, so I'm in there.
Now, something I say on this channel of mine often is bagel time, but today it's sausage roll time. As you can see, there are quite a few cars that are on their way, including the Triumph 2000 over there, so I think soon we'll join them in this standard, and the little MX-5, which does seem to get everywhere. We did have a lovely section over here later on in the day once it had stopped raining with the Austin Westminster, the lovely Rover P4, the Morris Minor, and the Triumph Spitfire. Those were some cars that I really do like. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of space, so I think I'll end the video fairly soon. If you did like this, please do remember to comment below if you have any sort of association with any of the cars, remember them, or if you just like them. Make sure to subscribe and come back next Sunday for another classic car related video. But for now, thanks for watching.